Hello guys, welcome back to the Bookla channel. Today we're creating a complete booking website for a tour company. Tour companies usually offer a wide range of trips, excursions, and experiences, each with different durations, schedules, availability, capacities, and pricing. Managing all of that can be challenging for a traditional booking system. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to handle all of that and more. We'll also add powerful features like upsell for activities, promo codes, payment gateways, QR codes, notifications, and automatic refund policy. By the end of this video, you'll know how to create a professional booking website that not only shows information and sends you to a contact me form, that actually helps you increase profit so you can maximize your web or you can really impress the client that you're building it for. So if you're ready to build a professional booking website, let's begin. The first thing I like to do is to show you all the things I'm going to be using so you can follow step by step if you like. The first thing will be Framer as our web builder. And then we're using this free template we got from Framer, which is very nice, very modern, very clean. I love the design. The only issue with it that we're going to optimize right now is the following. Whenever I want to book one of these tours, I go here to book a seat, and then it takes me to this form or information providing page that it says chat, send an email, visit me in person, or call me. I don't want to do either of those whenever I'm booking a tour. I just want to see the calendar, choose the date, pay, and that's it. Because chances are I'm going to change my mind. Maybe I'm with a group of friends in a Friday night, very late, and then we're planning this city tour of New York. And then we're either going to change our minds in the morning or not call. So the customer is losing interest and the business is losing customers. Not a good thing for anybody. And then we have this form here, which is the same thing. That happens here, by the way. But when we go to our destinations, again, beautiful website. It loads magnificent and then it invites me to go to any of these places. But let's say I want to go to Barcelona, Spain, and then visit the city. I see the information of the tour, it's beautiful, and then book now, same thing. I don't even know if there is availability for the dates I want to go, or it's just not convenient, right? So we have this template, and to take care of all the bookings, everything that actually this web needs to do is get my payment, show me the availability, upsell me some services, take care of the cancellation policy, send me a QR code whenever I make the booking. All of these things, we need Bookla. So we're gonna go there right now through bookla.com. You either create an account or log in if you have one already, and then once that you add all the information, you're gonna land here. This is the place for us to add the resources, which is the entity that provides the service, the services or tours or adventures that we're gonna provide, and then clients and bookings, they're gonna arrive on their own, ideally, right? And then we also have plugin department to take care of all the additional things that we want or don't want to do. For example, booking rules, add-ons, notifications, payment gateways, subscriptions, a lot of things that we can or cannot do if we don't want. So the main things is the resource and the services. Coming back to the page, let me show you what we quickly did. So the theme color of the page we changed by editing the theme color itself. So as you can see, if I put it black, then the whole web, even the buttons and the banner, will become black. So we chose from a very light green, this green that feels more appealing. Additionally, we modify the collection of destinations. So we do that here by dropping down on destinations and editing the CMS. From here, we change the main picture, the title, and the information that we need about the tours. You can do the same if you had a CMS collection in your template by just editing here. Very practical for a tour company since the tours are always changing and then you're adding or taking away more adventures or more activities. You can just quickly edit them here. So we change the first two for Miami Beach Day and Miami Boat Day. And we can see those right here. Miami Beach Day, Miami Boat Day. And then we keep the same page, the same layout, very uniform, very professional throughout the whole service pages. On this nice service page, we also have a book now that follows you all over, is very there, making you want to book, and when you click there, same story. So we're gonna take care of this, and instead of this send me an email thing, will be a powerful booking engine. Back to Bookla. To start getting our services right, the first thing we need to do is to add the resource. The resource is the entity that will be providing these services. In this case, will be our tour agency. So let's call it tour agency. And then once that we create our resource, we need to give it a working schedule. We can have different type of resources. We could have a boat for boat trips. We could have a professional human like hiking the Everest or something. This will be our resource. But since we have taken care of all of these, so we already have the guides, the bus, the boats, everything will be handled just through the agency. So the agency itself will be the resource right now, and we need to give it a working schedule. Remember that your resource needs to be working for the service to be able to take place. So we're gonna give the working schedule of the agency as broad as the services are going to be provided. So I'm gonna say that every day we're working from 6 a.m. all the way till 11 p.m. or 23, as some people like to call it. And then we're gonna create. This is enough for us to start adding services to this agency. We can also add a closing period. Like I said, if you had tour guide as your resource and then you have 10 of them, maybe one of them is going on vacation. So you can quickly add it here those days. Now the fun part begins. Let's add our services. So the first one will be this Miami Beach Day. Once we add a name to our service, we need to choose what type of service will it be. Will it be fixed, flexible, group, ticket, or days? Today we're gonna work with tickets because it's the one that better fit our needs. We already have an event program, so we're going to the beach on a Friday and we're planning to take 30 tourists or 30 locals or 30 people itself. And then we want to sell spots on this event or tickets. So we're gonna choose tickets. And then the duration of this service could work both ways. For example, for today's event, we're gonna set the duration to 12 hours. And this ticket will last 12 hours during the event. But if you were doing a concert and then you can only access the arena 30 minutes after your access time, you could set the duration or the validity of this ticket for 30 minutes. Let's say it's a museum visitation and you bought a slot to enter the museum at 10. So it means that from 10 to 11 you can enter the museum. Then the duration will be 1 hour. For today we're gonna set 12 hours. Now, booking policy can either be instant, requires prior confirmation, or it requires a prepayment. If it's instant, as soon as I will click on the website book, then I will have a spot booked for myself. If it requires confirmation, then somebody from the team needs to verify this and confirm. Like an airplane, whenever you buy a seat, then it says your ticket is being confirmed, and then it says booking confirmed. So somebody needs to actually confirm before you get the full confirmation. And then needs prepayment refers to that. Whenever you paid, you will have a guaranteed spot. For now, let's leave it instant, and then we'll change if we need to. Now we have a resource and a service, and we can link both of them together. So the service is provided by the tour agency. With this, we can start creating tickets because we can have different types of tickets for the same event. For example, city tour with food, without food, with a guided individual guide, or with transportation, without transportation. So we can customize the same event with multiple tickets. For this beach day, let's create two types of tickets. The first one will be regular beach day, and then we can call it beach day fully equipped with umbrella and then maybe some drinks. Let's create the basic ticket. It will be beach day. And now we can create the second ticket. So we have the service beach day, and then we have beach day regular and beach day fully equipped. Now we need to add a schedule to this service. We need to add duration, resource, and the start date and time. The duration is preset by the first one we decided at first. Then the resource is the only one we have so far for agency, and then the first time this event will occur. So let's say it's gonna be Friday at 9 a.m. And now we can add the repeat rules. Will it repeat or will it be just one-time event? If it was a trip to Mount Everest one time a year, then it's just one time a year you will create. If it's a weekly event that we're gonna do this every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then let's add a weekly repeating rule. And then we're gonna select Saturday and Sundays. Repeat until, if we don't set anything, it will repeat until forever. And we create. Now we need to add the capacity to this event. How many people can we handle? How many people are we gonna bring? How many people fit in the bus, in the boat, etc. So let's say that we're gonna do 50 people. And then we're just gonna create. We can limit this capacity by hour, by date, if it was necessary. Now, availability. We need to set when each ticket is available, because maybe beach fully equipped is not available on the Sundays. We select the ticket, and then we're gonna set the availability. If we don't select anything, then it's gonna be available unlimited, according to the rules we set. So let's create this one like this. And then, like I said, let's add another one. And then beach full day will be only available to Fridays and Saturdays, because on the Sunday we cannot provide the full day, like the chair, the umbrella, etc. So we're gonna limit this ticket to these 2 days only. And then we create. Now we need to add the pricing of each ticket. Before doing that, we need to set the currency that we're working with. So let's choose dollars today. And then we need to set the tax rate of your region. For example, 10% inclusive. Now we can start adding pricing rules. First, we need to choose the ticket to which this rule will apply. So beach day will be $50, and then we're gonna create. So this rule is general to every single time, every single day. We can add another price rule to the same ticket, and then we can make the price higher on the Sunday, for example. Since there is not an alternative to other ticket, this one will be more expensive. And that's when we start playing around with the priority. So we need to set a higher priority. So every time the following rule, which is Sundays, will be active, then this rule will overrule the other rule. And then we're gonna create. So far we have the $50 price for all the days, and then the $80 price only for the Sundays. We need to add the prices of the other ticket. So let's select beach day fully equipped. This one is $150 because it's fully equipped, and then it will apply to all the time that this ticket can be purchased. Metadata, we don't need to be concerned with that. And then on the settings, we can change the duration and then the type of booking policy from instant to prepayment, for example, whenever we need to do it. And then the availability period is just whenever this is available. If we don't do anything, it's predetermined available. Okay, we have the first service. Let's go ahead and add the second one, the boat trip. To that, we click here on this plus sign, and now we're gonna call it Miami Boat Day. And we're gonna choose ticket. The duration of this boat service will be 7 hours. And it will be instant for now. Okay, now we have the service, and let's add a few different tickets inside this service. The first thing we need to do is to link it with a resource. We could create an additional resource for this service if you wanted to, called Boat, but for now we're handling everything through the agency. And we're gonna add our tickets. In this case, we're also gonna have 2 tickets. It will be general, and then we can have VIP. Let's allocate the scheduled. This time, this schedule will be different. It will happen 2 times per day. So let's add the first slot. We select our resource and we set the initial date of the event Let's say that it will happen every Friday, Saturday, and Sundays at 10 a.m. and then at 12 a.m. So for that, we're gonna add the first slot at 10 a.m. and then it will repeat Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, and we create. Let's add a second slot for the same event. We choose the resource, but this time at 12. So it will also begin on the Friday at 12 o'clock. And the repeat rule will be weekly, these 3 dates. By the way, if you were creating a service that requires another frequency, not daily, not weekly, I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna choose the date, for example, now, and then you're gonna set a custom rule. There's information on the Bookla docs how to set custom rules, but if you want to do it quickly and you want to use a cheat code, as I like to use it, you can click here in any of these rule builders and you can say it repeats hourly, every how many hours, every 4 hours, it ends never, and then you will get the rule right here and you will put it here and you create. This means that this event happens every 4 hours as long as the resource is working. So let's say you have a boat or a tour bus around the city. So every hour he's coming back to the start point, and then you can sell this tour every hour. As long as the bus is working, you can have this custom rule of frequency of 1 hour. But for now, let's leave our 2 slots that repeat weekly at 10 and at 12. We need to add our capacity, and on the boat we can only bring 12 people. Now we need to add the availability to each ticket. Let's select for general is available as long as the service is happening, and the same for VIP. Now pricing, we again select the currency, the tax rate, and then we add our pricing rule. We need to select our ticket and set the price for this one. So $200 per general entry every single day. And then we need to add another rule for the VIP. For the VIP, it will be $400. And with these settings, we can already test if everything is working the way we want it to work. To do that, we need to go to the Bookla Styler app. You get there through component.bookla.com. And you will see a preview of our booking component. Here you can style it as you like, for example, background color all the way to red and many other things. Border radius, font, block, buttons, etc. So you can play around with the style. But to actually see how your company is coming along, you need to link it with your current company. So we need to select the region, and then we need the API key, the company ID, and the service ID. Let me show you how to get those. If you were doing it on your own and you don't want to come back to the video, you can just click here where to get this data, and it will take you to the Bookla documentation page where there is a lot of information on how to do everything. So if there is something you want to do and I didn't cover on this video and you don't want to visit our other tutorials, you can just come here and study the documentation and you will find the answer 100%. So let me show you how to do it in case you don't want to read the documentation. You need to go back to the Bookla platform and click here on developers. Here, you're going to create an API key. So you're going to click here, create API key, and then you need to give it a name. Let's give it the name of Tour Agency API key. You need to set the permissions for this API key. Very important that you don't grant any merchant permissions if it's just for customers' use, and you only enable these ones, client permissions. So he can view the services, he can view the resources, he can create a guest client or pay without having to previously register, and then he can authenticate plugins if necessary. So we're gonna grant these 4 permissions and create the API key. Now it's very important that you copy and paste this in a secure place because it will only be displayed once. With the API key saved, now we need our company ID. The company ID you can get by clicking here on your company name and just copying this and putting it in your notes. And finally, we need a service ID that you get by going to service and then clicking here. That way you copy your service ID. Now, with all this information, we're ready to go back to our Styler app. First, you choose the region, and then you put the API key, the company ID, and your service ID. And voila, our booking component is alive. Now it's merged with the Bookla platform. So we see that we have beach day and beach day full. And we can choose either or both of them. Let's continue. So as you can see, there is no availability today. It's only Friday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Not Sunday because we chose both tickets. But if we only chose the beach day, remember this one is not working on the Sundays, then we'll have the Sundays. Great. And then as we said, it's $100, but on the Sundays it's $160. So you see the dynamic pricing there, and we already have 2 tickets for the same event. Let's figure out the other one too. So let's go ahead and activate this here. And then we have the Miami Boat Day that we have general and VIP. Let's choose general and then see it's available on the weekends. And then it has 2 availabilities. We set the one at 10 a.m. and the one at 12. And the price is the same every single day. And for the VIP, should be the same case. We have the availability and then we have the pricing. Let's say we want to add another boat ride. Very simple. We come here to the schedules and then we add another slot. We select the resource, the intended beginning of the tour. So it will be the Friday, this time at 2 p.m. And then we select the weekly repeat rules. So let's say that this one will be on the Fridays and on the Monday and Tuesdays at 2. We create the rule and then we come back here to our styler and we can test that we have the new availability right here on the Mondays at 2 p.m. Also on the Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and on the Fridays at 2 p.m. But on the Saturdays, we only have the previous ones. So very easy to edit and modify anything. Now that we have the services and the resources operating properly, let's go ahead and take care of add-ons so we can upsell things like beach towels, umbrellas, food, etc. To do that is very simple. We're just gonna go here to plugins and then we're gonna start adding the plugins that we need. This one will be the add-ons plugin. We click on add, we confirm, and we have it right here under plugins. Before we start adding the add-ons, we need to understand that there are 2 types of add-ons. There are single add-ons like towels. You can buy 1, 2, 3, 4 towels. And there are select add-ons or group of add-ons. For example, if we were selling a food menu, we can sell simple menu that has a drink and some food. And then we can say simple menu plus dessert or simple menu plus dessert and a bottle of champagne. So you can only choose one among these options of add-ons. This is group add-ons. So the first one we're going to create is going to be a single add-on. And we're gonna call it towel. We can also add a description like beach towel. And then the price. Each towel will be $20. The tax rate. And then we can set a minimum quantity to order or a maximum quantity to order. Minimum, we're not gonna require any towels, but maximum we can say 10 per customer. And we create. Now let's create a group add-on. So create add-on group. And then we have members. As you can see, we have member number 1 and member number 2. If we need more members, we can just click here on add members and add more members. I just added 2 more members because this group will contain 4 choices. Now we need to give the group of add-ons a name. It will be umbrella and chairs. Umbrella and chairs. Okay. The first one will be umbrella plus 1 chair. The price will be $40. 10% tax inclusive. And then the second one, umbrella plus 2 chairs. And the price will be $50 with their taxes. The third one, guess what? How did you know? Umbrella plus 3 chairs. And the price, $60 with 10% tax. And the fourth one, if you know, and you leave it right now here on the comments, and you can guarantee that you know the name, I will owe you a coffee. Umbrella plus 4 chairs. Did you get it correctly? The price will be $70, 10% tax inclusive, and we're ready to create this add-on group. Now we have 2 add-ons that we need to link to a specific service. For that, we're gonna click here on Service Add-ons, and then we're gonna find the service that we're linking these to. For example, we can link towels to Miami Beach Day, and then we can link towel to the boat trip. You might also need a towel there. Let's add another add-on. Create, and then create group. This time will be the food for the boat, and we're gonna make this add-on require. You'll see what we're gonna make at the end. So this one will be required and is included in the price complimentary snacks and drinks. So this will be €0. And the other one will be unlimited buffet plus alcoholic drinks, and this one will be additionally €100. But you must choose one of them. That's why the first option will be 0, because it's included in your price, and it will be a mandatory add-on. The name of this add-on will be menu, and the name for the first group will be complimentary snacks and drinks. The price will be 0, and the second member will be unlimited food plus alcoholic drinks, and the price of this one will be $110. 10% tax inclusive. Create. Perfect. Now we need to link this to the service, which is boat day. We linked menu, and we forgot to link the towel to the... Oh, did we link the towel? Yes, we forgot to link the umbrella and chairs that goes for the beach day. Perfect. We have the add-ons. Now we can go and see how it looks on the Styler app. Before we can check that out, we need to enable add-ons here all the way at the bottom under config, and then we have it. So first, let's check the beach day. We can choose any ticket for the beach day. So we're taking a regular ticket. We continue. We choose the date on the Friday. They only have at 9 for €50. And then we see here that they have the following options. A towel that I didn't have. Now I don't have to bring my own. And then I can buy umbrellas and chairs. So umbrella plus 1 chair, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. So since it's just me, I'm a loner, I'm gonna add this and then continue. And you will fulfill the booking like that. Now on the boat day, we have the general entry. We continue, we choose the date, and then we have to choose the time, and we see the different add-ons. We have the towel, and then we can select the menu. Complimentary for €0, and unlimited food and alcoholic drinks for 110. This add-on, even though I said it was going to be mandatory, we didn't make it mandatory. Under menu, we will edit this, and then we make it require. We update, and we go back to the styler. Boat date, general ticket, continue. And now this says required. It will not let me continue until I choose my type of food. Which if I will choose, then now I can continue. Great. Now we can enable the payment gateway so we can test if it works properly. It's very easy to do that. We go back to the plugins, and then we choose the payment gateway we want to work with. Let's try Stripe for this example. We add that, and then we have it right here. To connect Stripe, also very simple. We're gonna click on Start Connecting, and then we're gonna need a secret key from Stripe. Let's go and get that right now. Stripe.com. You can create an account, also very simple. And once we're here in the main dashboard of Stripe, we're gonna go to Developers, API Keys, and then we're gonna click here under Secret Key. We click on it and it's copied. And now we can just put it here on our Bookla platform. Now we need 3 different URLs: success, failure redirect, and cancel redirect. And those ones we can just create or gather from the website that we're working on. With this information, it's more than enough for us to test, but you can go ahead and fill out your tax information, your automatic tax calculation if you like, and then there are advanced features in which you can even gather more data for you to understand more about these bookings. We can cover that in a full Stripe tutorial. I will invite you to check it out. So we're gonna click on Connect, and our payment gateway is fully connected. Since we're here, let's go ahead and take care of the cancellation and rescheduling policy already. So for that, we need booking rules. It's very important in this type of business that we have very clear booking rules, because a lot of people will try to cancel tours or try to reschedule last minute, and if it's not clear, then we're gonna have an issue. We have the booking rules here, and then let's go and set them up. For that, we need a new cancellation rule and a new rescheduling rule. Let's create the cancellation rule first. Let's call it cancellation policy. And then we could limit this cancellation policy to only one service, or we could leave it unselected to cover all of them. Now, the cancellation policy works as follows. There is a period that says hours before, and then there is a refund percentage. 24 hours before the event, you will get whatever percentage I type here. So for example purposes, let's call it 95%. If you try to cancel with less than 24 hours prior to the event, you will get 0. So we can add a further rule that says 12 hours before the event, you will get 45%. More than 24 hours, you're good. Less than 24, you're getting 45%, and less than 12, you're getting 0. So this is our cancellation rules. Create. And then the system will handle all of it automatically. Now we need to set a rescheduling rule. For that, we click here on Create Rescheduling Rule. And we'll call it, guess how, Rescheduling Policy. Now, same, you can choose the service or leave it unselected, because maybe for the boat, since you have to rent an additional boat, you will like to have a more robust or a strict cancellation policy. But the beach day, since you're already there, it doesn't matter if you have 20 or 30, it's the same expense. Then in this one, you can be more flexible. Anyways, for the rescheduling policy, we're gonna say that if you reschedule 18 hours before any event, you will be able to reschedule. If you try to reschedule 17 hours and 49 minutes before the event, it will not allow you to. And that's all we can do, because there is no partial rescheduling. So we create, and we have our cancellation and rescheduling rules. And then we need to add the contact details. It's very important for people to have a place to contact us. So I'm gonna add the email, the phone number, and then we can add a message, like our working hours, for example. So from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. And we create. Perfect, now we have our booking rules. I guess we can take care of the email notifications already, so we can send this QR code for people to be able to be scanned whenever they're arriving to the tour, or any type of notifications we want to send them. So for that, we need another plugin. We're gonna add the email notifications plugin. We click on that and we confirm. Email notifications is a very powerful plugin, and it's a very complete plugin. So if you want to dive super deep into this, you can check one of our other tutorials based only on email notifications, but I will teach you everything you need to know to get your tour company on the road. You will find merchant, client, and reminders. These are template holders. And then we have settings, which we need to add our reply to email. And we need to add the sender's email. So the sender email must contain a custom domain. So let's add felix@tours.com. And then the name of the business is Memorable Experiences. Perfect. Then it will send you an email to confirm that this email address actually exists. So in today's example, we cannot. But this is exactly what you need to do. Once you have taken care of these settings, we can start adding the templates. Let's create one for customers first. So we go to clients and then create client template. This template will work for different services, for different resources, for everything, as long as we set it up correctly. So pay close attention to what we're doing right now. So first thing, we choose for client, and then we need to choose the booking event that will trigger this email. For example, booking confirm. This is the first step. And now we can create a subject line. To this subject line, we can say your booking confirmation, or we can say, hello, Mr. or Mrs. Adriana, or hi, Felix. You can use the first name, the last name, the name of the services, the arrival time, all of it using variables. So variables are these words inside brackets, and they will take the place of the real data. So let's try a subject email line with variables. We're gonna say hello, and then first name of the customer, and then paste this. Your booking is confirmed. And then inside the email, we can add the following data. I have it prepared here, not to have you see me typing, and then I will explain exactly what it is. Hi, name of the customers. Your booking has been successfully confirmed. Service, and then it has the variable for service. So it will say service, beach date, or let's replace service for tour. Tour, and then it will say the name of the tour. Date, and then the start date. Time, and then it's using the variable for start time. We are excited to have you with us. Please arrive a few minutes early and bring your QR code for check-in. If you need to make changes, please contact us. Best regards. And then don't forget to hit here, attach QR code. But instead of, if you need to make changes, please contact us. We want to get rid of everybody contacting us. We don't want anybody to contact us or to contact the owner of this agency. We're going to say, if you need to make changes, please click here. Remember that Bookla is all about fully automation, like true automation. Please click here. But where? We need to give this customer the power to make changes to their booking. And we do that the following way. We're gonna go to the docs, because I told you that the Bookla docs holds all the information. Click on Start Guide and go to the plugins. And we're gonna find email notifications, notification creation, and then look at this, the holy grail of variables. And then the one we need is the very last one, which is manage URL. We're gonna copy this one and just put it right here. So by adding this variable, we're gonna send a link for the customers to be able to reschedule or cancel their booking and then get the refund, everything under the rules that we just set. So now, the person will receive their confirmation email with all the information they need. What else can they need? Best regard, and then is the name of the company. They might need another information. Our meeting point will be the following. And then we can add an address link for our meeting point. We just go into Google Maps, and then we're gonna look a meeting point by the beach. Let's pretend this is Miami, right? Let's pretend. There it is. A meeting point. We're gonna get this link and we're gonna put it there in our email. and create template. Now we have our confirmation email for the customer already created with QR code, address link, manage link, everything they need, right? Let's see how everything is working so far. This is the last test we do in the styler. Next step, we're gonna integrate in the web. So we're gonna get a boat day. Oh, wait, we need to set the service to payment. So boat date, settings, not instant anymore, it requires prepayment. Now we have payment gateways and we need to check the cancellation refund policy. Okay. Let's get the boat day, general, we continue, on the Friday at 10 a.m. and then we're gonna get one towel. And then for the menu, we're gonna get the complimentary one, continue. Now let's leave our information and we send our booking. This time we need to pay. Every time you're using the payment gateway of Stripe, it allows you to play around on the sandbox. And then you can test everything with the following test card, which is for 2 a bunch of times. And then for the expiration date, any date in the future, any 3 dates, and then any name. Success. But more importantly, did we get an email? Because this is, oh, there it is, an email just arrived. Let's delete all the previous emails so we can be only concerned with these emails. This email coming from Bookla because our official name is still under pending status because we haven't verified our email account yet. But once we verify this, then it will display here the name of our company. Okay, so let's go into our email. Oh, I already see the QR code there and I already see a bunch of stuff. So, hello Felix, your booking is confirmed instead of the variable we use. Hi Felix, instead of the variable, your booking has been successfully confirmed. Tour, Miami boat day. Great. Date, Friday 24th. Time, 10 a.m. We're excited to have you with us. Please arrive a few minutes early, bring your QR code. If you need to make changes, please click here. Much better than please call me and contact me, or imagine you're having vacation or the owner of this company is having a day off on a Sunday and somebody called in that wants to reschedule a walking guided tour through Manhattan for next week. This is not scalable anymore. Like, this is true automation right here. So we're gonna click on the link and then look at all the data we have. First of all, we can reschedule this booking for any other time or even any other date that is provided. We can cancel the booking with a 95% refund. Remember, that's what we said. And then we have the data we added here. And then our message. Office hours from 8 to 6. So let's go ahead and reschedule this booking. So let's choose 12 instead of 10 because we cannot make it at 10. Confirm. And then we're gonna confirm rescheduling. Now, when I update, you see that the new time of arrival is 12. And if I were to reschedule for 2 p.m., you will see that the new time of arrival is 2 p.m. Before we cancel the booking, let's go ahead and create a cancellation email because somebody needs to be notified about this, especially the merchant or the business owner. Let's go ahead and take care of those right now. So back to email notification, we have one for the client. Now we're gonna create one for the merchant. So merchant, booking confirm, and then we could select different resources if we had more than one agency or the boat owner, bus driver, Everest tour guide, whatever. If we don't choose any, then it will apply to all of them. We need to add a recipient email because unlike the customer, nobody is adding this email at the moment of the booking. So who in the whole organization will be checking the emails or want to get these notifications if anybody wants to get them? So I guess it will be me. Subject line for the following email. New booking confirmed, and then it has some booking details. For the subject line, we're gonna leave as is. It's very straightforward. And then for the body of the email, I'm gonna use new booking received. client, first name, client, last name, email of the customer, the service, the resource, and then please prepare accordingly. And then we're also gonna use this little tiny emoji for the staff to get cheered up. So we're gonna create this, and now we are gonna create a cancellation email for both of them. First, for the merchant. So let's go ahead and create template for merchant. Now, booking type, canceled, and then we need to add the recipient. For the merchant, we're gonna leave it as is because they will be informed. Now, for external use, we can create more advanced one for them. So for the client, and then booking canceled. For the subject line, we're going to use, we're sorry you had to cancel your booking, because we're losing money. And for the body of the email, hi, the name of the customers. Your booking for X service on the following start date has been canceled. If applicable, your refund will be processed accordingly to our policy. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Best regards, company name. And then we're gonna create the following template. Great. Now we have notifications, cancellation policy, upsells, and payment gateway. We also have the services and the resources. I guess it's time to integrate everything on the web. But before we do that, let me just add another availability to this beach day, because I feel like your services might require more than one availability, so I want to actually show you how to do it properly. So for example, for the beach day, we're gonna add another schedule, another slot. This time, we're gonna add one with a repeat custom form, because I took the easy way and we did it weekly. So the duration of this one will be shorter. This is a half day, and then the same resource, and it will begin tomorrow at 12. So it's from 12 to 6, short beach day. And now we're going to add a custom rule. This rule will be daily. It repeats every day. We can cheat using the weekly one, but I want to show you how it looks when it repeats every day using the rules, so we can test that this works. So it will repeat daily, every one day, and it will never end. And we're gonna add our rule here. Great, create. So now let's make sure everything is working properly. So we have the beach day, and now we see that there is an availability at 12. This day is at 9 and at 12, and then the rest of the days we have availability at 12. And on the weekends we have at 9 and at 12. Great. Let's go ahead and integrate this thing into the web already. Back to the Framer, we're gonna go to the home page, and we're not gonna do anything there. We need to navigate into the destination of our booking component, which is the destination page itself. And then here, we're gonna replace this box thing with our booking component. So let's go ahead and get rid of that already. And in this space, we're gonna add our Bookla booking component. To do that, we go into plugins here and then click on browse all. I already have Bookla here, but if you didn't, you will click on browse plugins and type Bookla right here. As you see, it's the first one to the left, and then we click on open plugins. You click in the project you want to use it on, and then it will take you right there. Here we have it. And then we need to go to the destination page and to the destination collection. Today we're using what type of ticket? Ticket type of ticket. If we were using any other type of booking, we need to choose the correct type of component. And now we have it right here, right? And we want to put it right here. I want to show you a secret shortcut. So we click there and replace with Bookla component and just drop it there. It's already styled to size and everything. Now we have our ticketing component inside Bookla. The first thing we need to do is connect it, the same way we did with the styler. This time, the configuration menu will be on the right. We scroll all the way down, and then we're gonna see Bookla right here. After we connect it, we're gonna style it to the web. So we choose the region, we get the API key and the company ID. We also need the service ID. And we need the ticket ID. Right here, we're gonna find it. We can change this title. Instead of choose ticket, choose tour, choose concert, choose boat or car. For now, choose ticket feels right to me. And then we need to add the different tickets. So the title for the main ticket will be regular beach day. And then we need the ID for the service. Guess where it is? Right here in Bookla, Miami Beach Day. We copy the ID. No, we need the one from the tickets. Right here, beach day. And then we drop it right in there. The maximum count is the maximum amount of tickets one person can buy. So let's 20 per person. Now we need to add another one, which is fully equipped beach day. And then the ID is right here. Maximum count, maybe 15. We don't have that many full umbrellas. Okay, with this information is enough for us to test how everything is looking. There it is. Is working properly. Great. It has the availabilities, but it doesn't have the add-ons. And then it also has this select resource that I don't want to show. And it also doesn't have the colors of the web. Now, time for styling. We're gonna first take care of the essentials. Selecting our component. We're gonna go item by item. So the size, you can choose small, medium, or large. So I'm gonna choose small. Then you can choose the background color. Let's make it red. I'm kidding. And then the primary color of the text. This one we're going to change. We're going to go to the theme colors and then find, what about the neutral ones? Oh, this one is more like it. Great. So we're choosing the color of the font. Secondary we can leave like that. The font family. Let's figure out which font family are they using. Not for the title, but maybe for the paragraph. And then we're gonna try to edit. And then we see that they're using Instrument Sans. Okay, let's use Instrument Sans. There we go. So we have the font and some colors. Now the items. The background color of the items, which is this holder of selecting, I'm gonna use the theme color that we just used for the button, which I guess it was this one, but I'm gonna make it very light. So by increasing the transparency, I'm just gonna make it very light. There. The brand color will be this very dark color that we use for the font. And the rest we're gonna leave untouched. Now let's go into the blocks. We could add borders or leave them like that. The padding, the blocks doesn't require any editing in my opinion. The button does. The button has a very rounded radius. So I'm gonna bring it closer to what the whole web is. So I guess the whole web is an 8, but I'm gonna use 16 to highlight it as a button. And then the background color of the button has to be the brand color that we're going with, which is this dark green. And then we have date, we're gonna leave untouched. Local, we're gonna leave like that. Time select, we could use a grid of a select. Then guest text, we're gonna leave it unchanged. Select resource, I'm gonna say visible no. I don't want people to see the select resource. Code field, we don't have any promo codes, but let's show it there. And then we just create a promo code super quickly. And then we can modify the whole text of the component. No need right now. We took care already of the setups, and very important to enable the add-ons. So I guess with this, we can Oh, now it looks much better. So we're gonna select our ticket 2. We're gonna continue. We'll find the next available date. We select the time, and then we have all of this. Compare all of this to send me an email. What do you mean an email nowadays? First, do we need a towel? We need 2 towels, it's 2 of us. Do we need an umbrella? Yes, we do, with 2 chairs. It's already €90, cheaper than the full beach day, so we found a loophole. And then we could add a promo code that we don't have. But how complicated can it be to add a promo code into Bookla? Oh my god, it's too much work. Back to the plugins. We add the plugin right here. Back to the promo codes. New promo code. Now, the code will be Miami. The title will be discount. Description, no need. And then we can either use percentage or fixed amount. Let's use a fixed amount. So percentage will take away 10% of the full value. Fixed amount will take this specific amount out of the full value. So this is a promo code for $20 because you refer a friend. Usage type, unlimited, single use, limited count. Let's leave it unlimited for now, but you could limit the usage of this promo code as you like. So allowed services. If we choose any of these services, then we're gonna limit the promo code only to that service because both we don't wanna give any discount. And then the active period and the reservation allowance is from when is it active and when can you use it. Let's create the promo code and we have it. Let's go back into our web, give it a reload. Regular day. 2 people, 24th at 12, and then let's repeat our purchase. And we're gonna add our promo code, which it works. Just like that, now you enable promo codes. And we continue. We fill out the data and we process the full payment. Now we need to take care of the other page. We have this fully working. But since we're using a CMS that is wonderful to save a lot of time when editing multiple pages, there's a little trick to them. Since we integrate this component here, it will be reflected in all of the other pages in the same spot, the same exact component. And we don't want that. So there are multiple ways to work around this. You can have a different page for every service, not linked to a CMS collection. You can play around with variables and variants, or you can do what I'm gonna do right now just to save time. I'm gonna set visibility as a variant. So I'm gonna add multiple components and then I'm gonna hide the ones that are not visible or relevant to this page. How do we do that? We go to the Edit CMS, and then we're gonna add another field. And this field, we're gonna call it Hide Bookla Component, which I already did here. And as you can see, all of them have this field at the bottom. It says Hide Bookla Component. And then we can set the visibility of the component and then switch on and off depending on the page we're using. So we are here, and then we see our component. And then we see here that we have our variable, and it's not hide Bookla component. But this one, in fact, we want to hide. But before we hide it, let's duplicate it to save all the styling work we already did. We just copy paste and then we have it there. We understand that the first one on top we want to hide, and then we want to work with the one at the bottom. Let's change the names of the tickets so we can identify which one is which. So on the bottom one, the name was general for a boat ride, and then we take care of variables. And then the other one was VIP. So now we have 2 different components that of course are also shown in all the different pages. So on this page, I'm gonna click on the one that I don't need, and then I'm gonna set my variable on the visibility. And then I'm gonna set it to hide Bookla component. And as you can see, we have hide the component that belongs to the boat. Let's see what's going on the boat page. On the boat page, we still have the 2 of them. So now we understand that we can manipulate the CMS with visibility. Multiple ways to manipulate CMS. And if you know a better one, please let me know down here on the comments. That way you and me can learn something new today. So This one, on the boat date, we want to keep this one that says General VIP, and we want to get rid of this beach day and fully equipped beach day. The first thing that we need to do is to allocate the variable to this one on the visibility field. So here we're going to set the variable, hide Bookla component, and then now we keep the one we like. We have General and VIP. And what's going on over here? We have the beach date and fully equipped date. And back to the main boat date, we have General and VIP. Perfect. We have manipulated the CMS, even though CMS is very hard to manipulate. Great. Let's take care of now of this. We need to link it with the correct ID of each service. So back to the tickets. Remember that we just changed the name, but we never changed the IDs. So we need the ID for general services. So main boat date, general service ID, and we put it right there. And now we need the ID for VIP. Right there. Now, very importantly, we also need to add the service ID because this is the service ID from the previous component. We'll replace that ID and then everything should be working perfectly. Let's test with 2 tickets for general, and then we have our availability and our prices. Great, we have integrated the 2 components inside the web. So let's go ahead and publish everything and give it a full test at the end so we can see how everything looks. Let's publish all the changes and let's go back there. From the homepage, we're gonna test it from the homepage. So we arrive here and then we have our page. When we go to find your destination, now we have multiple destinations. And then first we're gonna go to Miami Beach Day. We're gonna have a normal beach day. Continue. The Thursday at 12. And then we need 1 towel and 1 umbrella with 1 chair. We have a promo code, remember which one it is? Miami. Works. And we have 20 euros off from the grand total, please, 140. We continue, we add our data, and we make a booking. Great, our booking is complete. Remember, this booking didn't require any type of payments. After all, we're just going to the beach, hanging out there. Now, let's find another destination. Tomorrow we're going to the beach, but the day after, I feel like going in a boat, and I feel going VIP this time. I'm gonna go with a friend. I hope she doesn't mind. And we're going to go on the Saturday. Saturday at 10 a.m. $800. Wow. Oof. Now we're not gonna get any towels for $800. They better give me everything. Remember that this add-on was required and then we could not continue without it. So we can choose either complimentary or unlimited food and alcoholic drinks. We're gonna go for this. And then of course we're gonna use our promo code this time because we better save as much money as we can. $890, continue. Of course, it's not gonna be free, right? It's almost $1,000. And we wait. Success! We paid. Nice. So let's go back to our homepage and we should be getting an email. Actually, we should be getting 2 emails. There they are, 2 different emails. So the first one, tour, Miami Beach Day. And then we see the start date and the start time. And then we have our manage URL, also with the address of the beach. The promo code applied, we see our discount, and then we can cancel this booking. Remember our rules, since we're going tomorrow and right now it's very late, I cannot do anything. Also, because there is no payment, there cannot be any refund. So our rescheduling policy is not applying, and that's as much as we can get from this booking. Well, we didn't pay anything, right? So if we don't go, nothing will happen. Now, coming back to the other email, the last one we got, we have now Miami boat day. And this one has the same link, but it has the rules. You can reschedule this booking or you can cancel this booking for 95%. And we have our data here. When we cancel the booking, as you can see, we have received 95% of 190. Great. Too bad that we're not going to the boat. But on the other hand, another great thing is that we got here on the mail. We're sorry you had to cancel your booking. And this is our cancellation notification. Our merchant also had to get another email. Let's see if it's true. Bookla, booking cancel. That way, the staff is aware that I'm not going, they can cancel the boat, I'm getting my 95% back, and then everybody is happy. Before I let you go, I want to come back here to the Bookla platform and show you a few more things. So, back to the add-ons, it's very nice that you will add to your staff a Google Calendar plugin so they can link it with their Google Calendar and be aware of what's going on where. That's a very nice one. Subscriptions, if you are going to do regular tours, amazing for your business. And gift cards, it's also something that you can take advantage of. Who doesn't want a gift card of jet ski rentals in Miami or guided tour nearby Barcelona? So it's a great present for anybody and a great way to increase your profit. As you can see, with Bookla, you can do a lot of things and we didn't even cover half of it. As you can see, Bookla is super customizable, super flexible, and super easy to install, super easy to do anything. If you know how to click, then you can do anything with Bookla. And that's it for today, my friends. By now, you should have a fully functioning booking website that is not only pretty, it actually works for you. The business owner is content because he doesn't have to pick up the phone, and the customers are even more happy that they don't have to call. It's a tour company, for God's sake. Nobody speaks the language anyways. That's the whole point of a tour, right? That you go abroad. If you still have any questions after the full tutorial, don't hesitate to leave them down here in the comment section. Me or anybody from the team will reach out to you and answer all of them. To that friend that is still struggling to create a booking website, please send them this video. And if you found the content useful, don't hesitate to share a like with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the Bookla channel so you can stay up to date with the latest releases. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.